All right, off to a early, early, early start. Pre's down, heading to the gym. It's early, guys. It's 4:13 in the morning. First thing, pretty sharp. Um, you know, ready to roll. Basically, I mean, what can I say? Not gonna lie, I got this light on. You guys can see me. I can see y'all, but it's pretty hard to drive with this light on. Anyways, so um, I took a couple of days away. Was gone on vacation for 4 or 5 days. Pretty good time. Had a great time actually. It's always good to it's always good to have a little bit of a getaway, reset, right? You know, take some time, spend with your family, get away, have some flipping fun, right? But when you're living the lifestyle I'm trying to live, you're doing things that I'm trying to do, you still have to be you still have to be there a little bit, right? So, you know, don't be a I guess you gotta be willing to go the extra mile. You know, yeah, I'm on vacation, but I decided that hey, I was on vacation, but it actually lined up with the so my split is a 5 day split. I do 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, right? So, well, we ended up being my 3 days is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We ended up being gone Thursday night through Monday morning. So, you know, I would end up that's 5 days in a row because it's my 2 rest days touch, and then my 3 on days in the middle. So I was like, man, I can't do that. I mean, I like going to the gym, so I went and got a membership at a Planet Fitness so that I could go to any one that was 15, 20 minutes maybe from where we were staying. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Shout out Planet Fitness. So I got a Planet Fitness membership. I went down there and I was telling a couple guys I work with, um, my girlfriend and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And they're like, come on, man, like you're on vacation, they start to creep in on you. Come on, man, you're on vacation, man. Go enjoy time with your family, man. You can go. Don't worry about working out, man. Just for a couple days, man. That's all fine and dandy. It is, but they kept saying, enjoy yourself. That's how I enjoy myself. That's genuinely, like I genuinely have gotten to the point where I like working out. And like I felt like I was gonna have more fun on vacation if I got to work out in the mornings. You know, um, and that's kind of what it's about. You got to be willing to go that little extra mile and willing to kind of, uh, even though other people may give you a couple weird looks, people are going to try to get you to. That's part of it. People are going to try to get you to get a little comfortable because in their mind, you are outdoing them. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but especially guys at work, they were kind of hating on me for it. They were kind of, man, you don't make no sense, man. You're stupid, man. I'm like, well, I mean, people don't like it whenever you're actively trying to work hard and achieve your dreams, right? And that's true, and that's just a true fact. And when you're doing that, people aren't gonna like you. People are gonna have something to say. People are gonna try to push you away. They're gonna try to creep in on you, and that's okay. But you gotta remember why you're doing it and do it. You know, don't be afraid to go that extra mile. Put that little bit of extra work in. I got up. In fact, I loved it. I got up one morning. The first morning I got up, I had all my stuff ready like I normally do. I got up at 5, pretty solid. It was Friday, and then I got up at 5, got ready, rolled on, I wasn't in my vehicle, so I didn't have my stand and stuff, so I didn't film while I was on vacation. So I guess that was my slack. That was where I slacked off at. I didn't get any filming in, but you win some, you lose some. But we rode down to Planet Fit, or I rode down to Planet Fitness. Went in there, got a great workout in. Met a guy, really cool guy from New York. He was pretty cool. Talked to him for a few minutes, and then I got a workout in, rolled back. I was back home. Excuse me. I think I was back home by 7 in the morning. Yeah, so because I got there like 5:30. No, I think I was back by 7:30. Yeah, because it took me about an hour and a half. It usually takes about an hour and a half to work out. That's what I find. It used to take, people get into a fit in the gym about how long you're supposed to be in there and stuff. I see that all the time. You can be in there as long or as little as you want to. It's very easy. I could very easily go in there and make a workout, a 3 hour workout. You know, does that mean I need a 3 hour workout? Probably not. You know, I do what makes most sense. It's best for me, makes my schedule right, but I also don't rush it. You know, I'll be honest, I've gotten there sometimes that I've killed a workout in 45 minutes. I'm talking about all of it, cardio too. I usually do 20 minutes of cardio every day, a workout. So pretty solid. That's gonna do like a 20 minute. I do like a treadmill incline walk. That's a pretty neat cardio tool. But I'm getting to a bind about how long you gotta be in the gym. Look, you're on vacation. Took me an hour and a half. Got back, got ready. Everybody was just waking up when I was getting back. Got ready, went got breakfast. Perfect. In my diet, I stayed pretty hard on myself about my diet. Hey, you're on vacation, eat a little bit. Eat a little bit of this. I had a little bit of ice cream, a little bit of pizza, whatever. But for the most part, overall, I got my protein in. That was number one goal. And then I try to stay decently within my macros. And a couple of, I use macro factor to track, but a couple grams over my fat, a couple grams over my carbs or something. I'm not, a little bit extra calories. I'm not too worried about. I know I'm gonna be getting cardio in as far as swimming and walking around a bunch and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about that either. But people get the wrong idea. People think that you say things like that or you do things like that, and they're like, "Oh, you're just not having any fun because you're gone this whole time and you're just working out and dieting." That's just not true. Yeah, I'm working out and dieting, but people get the idea that you know, you're going and you're working out for 3 hours, in the middle of the day, and you're not, you're leaving your family and stuff, and then like you're dieting, you're just eating super strict and super clean. And for one, I enjoy eating pretty clean. I enjoy like I went to a restaurant, got like an egg white omelet, like some peppers and stuff. That's pretty good. I actually like it. Stuff like that's pretty good to me. But people are gonna try to put you down, working harder, try to make you feel ashamed about it, embarrassed about it, make you feel like you're being selfish. But you don't want to be selfish necessarily, but you also have to understand that there's a difference between selfishness and I guess like self care, man. You're doing this for yourself. You're doing this to build your goals up, so that you can get to where you want to be, help other people, right? That's the most important part. The things that you do for yourself, the end goal, a good idea for the end goal is to use that to help other people and to be there for other people. You know, I think that's a pretty good way to look at it. But yeah, man, never be afraid to work hard. Never be afraid to do stuff like that. Even in vacation, man, you gotta stay locked in. You gotta put your best foot forward. Because if you can't do it whenever the times are good on vacation, how are you gonna do it whenever? What if you get multiple times, days, weeks like that? going to come apart. You got to be prepared to do it at your best, do it at your worst, and do it every day in the middle. There are some days that I do not want to get up out of bed because I'm up this early because I go to work. And I work 10-hour shifts, but I do this so I can get the workout in. I like to work out before work. If you go after work, gym's pretty busy, and you're tired of work outside stuff, ready to kind of go home. So I like to go before. That way, hey, I'm at my best, most energy in here working out, getting it in. Doesn't give me any excuses, you know. And I think that's the best thing for my schedule. But you always got to be willing to get it in. There are plenty of times in these mornings that, man, I do not want to get up out of bed. I do not want to go. I just assume hit the alarm, roll back over, and I try to convince myself while I'm halfway awake, man, just go this afternoon. It'd make more sense, man. I've done it. I've actually done that too, and not gotten up. And and I've messed myself up a couple of times. You got to fight that, man. It's a hard thing to do, but you got to push past that. You catch yourself slipping a little bit, you got to be able to grab yourself and say, hey, you got to get up and get after it, buddy. You got to put this work in. If you don't put this work in, nobody's going to put this work in for you. So always be willing to go the extra mile and do what you got to do, right? Got to be able to perform in those critical moments, man. The best moments when everything's comfortable and happy and, you're having a great time. You got to be able to perform then. You got to be able to perform. You got to be able to perform. Times are bad. I'm no Socrates, but I feel like that's pretty good advice. So think about that, guys. Carry it with you through the week. And remember, I want to challenge everybody. How about this? I'm challenging everybody that watches this video. Hopefully, a few of you. Maybe we can get hoping we can get at least 50 views on this video. That'd be awesome. You know what? Nah, shoot for the stars. I hope we can get at least 50,000 views on this video. I want to challenge every single 50,000 of you to see this video or more. This week, take the opportunity, whatever it is that you're passionate about, that it might be hard, but is bettering you. Take that step, and when it's inconvenient, whether it's inconvenient because of, you don't have time or this, that, and the other, find a way to do it, or if it's inconvenient because you're happy and you're comfortable and you want to hang out with your friends and stuff, find a time to do it. I challenge everybody to make time in your life for the things that you are passionate about and for the things that are going to better you, regardless if they're hard or not. Be honest with yourself. Don't kid yourself. All right? Everybody do that. Take this week. Find a way to get after it. Find a way to be a little better, be a little sharper. Stay after it. Don't be afraid, and be willing to go the extra mile. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about the end of this for the day. Got my pre-down. Gym's coming up soon. I'll be there in a few minutes. So we're going to cut this out. Ooh, railroad tracks. We're going to cut this out and see you guys back in the morning.